The memory is seared into my soul, the visceral shock of stumbling upon my husband, Christina, at a friend's baby shower. Amanda, blissfully unaware of our marital ties, cheerfully chatted with Christina, both seemingly radiant. The bombshell, however, was discovering they had a child together. I envy the happiness you two exude. I'm now the forsaken one in our once close trio: Amanda, Christina, and me. Amanda blissfully beaming, Christina nodding awkwardly, and I bearing the crushing weight of betrayal. The truth gnaws at me. I know the real Christina. A man who callously dismisses pregnancy as a non-ailment, chastising his pregnant wife for alleged laziness without offering a helping hand. The audacity of cheating on me, and with our supposed best friend, renders it an unpardonable act. I am Kimberly, a beautician in a provincial city, my birthplace, far from the glitz of the city center. It's a humble abode, a comfortable enclave with a strong sense of community. Christina and I, high school sweethearts, once the epitome of our class. When asked about Christina, I'd always know the answer, becoming the subject of teasing about being the ideal future wife. Amanda, the third in our trio, immersed herself in UK music dreams, eventually studying abroad. Post-graduation, our communication dwindled to sporadic emails. I delved into vocational school, honing my skills as a beautician in the family-owned salon, while Christina pursued a local university education, later joining the family business, a beauty product company in partnership with our salon. Our quiet, reserved relationship evolved from high school to marriage, sans a formal proposal. We acquired a spacious house in the city, inaugurating our new life. The joy of pregnancy overwhelmed me, but Christina's indifference dimmed the glow. The revelation was met with a tepid acknowledgement and a disinterested inquiry about due dates and birth stories. The depth of his apathy pierced my soul. Soon, the challenging reality of pregnancy manifested. Health issues forced me into early maternity leave, a decision met with Christina's legalistic scrutiny. Maternity leave regulations were wielded against me, my husband oblivious to the physical toll of pregnancy. His callous remarks about the baby being born next year, coupled with my early departure from work, fueled my mounting disappointment. As my pregnancy progressed, so did my physical struggles. Christina's lack of empathy intensified. He questioned my early leave, trivializing my difficulties. His disdain for the idea that pregnancy is not an illness left me battling both physical and emotional turmoil. Despite my history of managing household chores, Christina, raised by a diligent mother, remained oblivious to domestic responsibilities. His mother's mantra, "Men don't do housework," became a self-fulfilling prophecy. My frustrations simmered beneath the surface, compounded by Christina's obliviousness to his shortcomings. A desperate need for a bathroom break became fodder for his demeaning comments, likening me to an old lady and chastising my perceived complaints about health. The bathroom episode merely marked the beginning of his litany of complaints, a relentless barrage that echoed through our shared space. Christina's ingrained belief in the division of labor based on gender became a weapon against me, his expectations unrealistic, his criticisms relentless. But no more. The betrayal, the indifference, the relentless criticism, all will be repaid. My journey as a beautician, a skilled artisan, will intertwine with my revenge plot, a drama that unfolds in the shadows. Amanda and Christina, blissfully ignorant of the storm brewing, will witness the tempest that their actions have unleashed. I, Kimberly, scorned and determined, will orchestrate a symphony of vengeance, each note resonating with the echoes of betrayal. I, like a seasoned individual for myriad reasons, found myself in a distasteful situation, yearning to swiftly exit the scene. When Christina momentarily paused to catch a breath, I attempted to excuse myself by claiming a bathroom visit. However, he retorted, insisting he wasn't finished talking. Grappling with his protracted monologue, I barely reached the bathroom in time. From behind, Christina's derisive comment echoed, "That's so uncool." During the early days of our marriage, I admired Christina's serene and composed demeanor. Yet since my pregnancy, every action of his seemed to recoil on me. Instead of offering support, he immersed himself in comparisons, drawing parallels to celebrities who, according to dubious internet sources, effortlessly returned to work post-childbirth, appearing flawless. "You'll be the same, right?" he demanded. Frustrated, I implored him not to compare me so carelessly to extraordinary individuals, reminding him that we were both mere mortals. Christina's expectations soared, and he readily embraced questionable information from the internet, transforming our conversations into acrimonious disputes. Simultaneously, he started spending less time at home, attributing it to work and business commitment. One fateful night, after he returned late, I confronted him about his recent behavior. His response was brusque, dismissing my concerns and accusing me of nagging. One evening, as I reached for Christina's bag, intending to return it to its place, a small object fell to the floor: wireless earbuds, resembling earrings in a cute pink hue. Christina erupted, accusing me of invading his privacy. Oddly, he vehemently denied using earbuds, and when I suggested returning them if they belonged to someone else, he snapped. The situation escalated when he physically lashed out, kicking me in the stomach with inexplicable rage. Stunned and unable to comprehend the gravity of the situation, I sat on the floor, replaying the events in my mind. The following day, concealing the truth, I visited the hospital under the guise of a fall at home. Fortunately, the baby was unharmed, but the bruised and battered area served as a painful reminder of Christina's unprovoked attack. Amidst this turmoil, a glimmer of positive news arrived: my best friend Amanda had given birth. Eager to share the joy, I visited her alone as Christina was away on a business trip. Amanda, blissful in her sunlit hospital room, shared her own happiness. Unbeknownst to her, Christina unexpectedly entered the room, shocking me into silence. Amanda, oblivious to our marital status, innocently continued the conversation, unaware of the drama and revenge that had unfolded in my life. Grinning mockingly at me, she waltzed into the room with an air of feigned innocence. "Hey, long time no see," she chimed, her insincere smile amplifying my disorientation. It was a reunion of our once close trio: Christina, Amanda. After returning to the US, I resumed contact with Christina, planning a future together, perhaps even marriage. However, complications arose. Christina, with a nonchalant air, revealed she was pregnant. A jolt of shock coursed through me, but I suppressed my urge to spill everything, focusing on protecting myself and the unborn child. Christina, blissfully unaware, prattled on about paperwork and marriage plans. I smiled through the turmoil within me, contemplating the most effective way to handle this crisis. My husband was away on business, and I regretted not bringing him along. I faked regret at the missed opportunity to meet Kimberly's husband, using it as an excuse to cast a disdainful gaze at Christina. Kimberly, in a forced smile, suggested a group photo with Amanda holding the baby. I played along, concealing my turmoil, and left the hospital room with a smile plastered on my face. The weight of the situation hit me beyond the door, listening to Amanda's excited chatter and Christina's aloof responses. Once home, I initiated a drastic plan fueled by revenge. I contacted a real estate agent selling our house promptly. The moving process was set in motion, and I informed Christina's parents of an urgent situation, sending his belongings to them. I aimed to erase the very existence of our shared life. Ignoring Christina's persistent calls, I received a message proposing a private conversation. But what was there left to discuss? My trust in him had crumbled, replaced by a seething distrust. I began packing, stuffing his belongings into boxes, completing the move smoothly. In Christina's room, I stumbled upon an incomplete divorce form, evidence of his intention to leave me for Amanda. Seeing an opportunity, I filled in the blanks and decided to keep it as my weapon. Christina's betrayal stung, and I was determined to turn the tide. A call from my mother-in-law interrupted my endeavors. Confused and curious about the sudden move, she couldn't fathom the chaos I was dealing with. I revealed Christina's affair with Amanda, sending a damning photo as proof. Devastated, my mother-in-law crumbled over the phone. I sought solace at my parents' house, severing ties with the man who had betrayed me. The next morning, Christina's bewildered message arrived. The house was empty, a for sale sign prominently displayed. His confusion mirrored my own from the hospital room. I responded with a succinct message, "Don't you understand? Your home isn't mine anymore." And with that, I embraced the drama of revenge, leaving behind a life tainted by scandal and deceit. I won't be there anymore. I've dispatched your belongings to your parents' residence. Changing the locks tomorrow renders your return futile. What transgressions have you committed? Let's converse, at least. It seems unavoidable. I'll visit your parents' dwelling this afternoon. I'll reach out to your mother directly. I promptly terminated the call, commencing preparations for the afternoon rendezvous. All relevant parties convened at Christina's parental abode, Christina's parents, my parents, Christina, and myself. My mother-in-law, an epitome of fortitude, initiated the dialogue. "Christina, is it true you're entangled in a liaison with your confidante, Amanda?" "An affair?" "No, Mom. We simply commenced dating recently, that's all. I'm uninterested in excuses, and there's a child entwined. It appears we're incompatible." In the next instant, my mother-in-law struck him. "How could you? Kimberly is carrying your child. How can you confront her?" It was the first time I witnessed Christina's typically composed and refined mother act in such a manner. A trickle of blood adorned Christina's nose, yet he seemed oblivious. "What was that for?" "It's natural for a child to be born to a couple in love." "How can you say such a thing?" I intervened, stating, "Firstly, why did you begin dating Amanda?" I encountered her at the station during sales calls. She had just returned to the U.S. engrossed in her new job. She possessed a charm you lack. That doesn't sound like a reason to start dating. I've harbored feelings for Amanda since high school, but I believed she was out of my league. So, I settled for you. I was rendered speechless at his self-centered rationale. Upon reconnecting with Amanda and discussing our shared history, I realized she harbored no ill will towards me. There was no reason for us not to be together. Christina had concealed our marriage from Amanda and contemplated divorce when Amanda became pregnant. Simultaneously, I found myself expecting. Christina lacked the courage to divorce or the determination to remarry, perpetuating the status quo. "How can you be so selfish? Aren't you ashamed of juggling two women?" Amanda and Kimberly are entirely different. Meeting Amanda again unveiled my dissatisfaction with Kimberly. I intended to remarry Amanda and assume responsibility as a man. "Don't joke. I'm ashamed to call someone like you my son." Her anger knew no bounds. "If that's how you feel, we'll sever our parent-child relationship. You're terminated from the company. From now on, live on your own." I pondered. Christina had always worked in our modest family business. Would he manage a different job? "You don't comprehend anything. You sustained employment thanks to Kimberly's beauty salon." "What beauty salon?" "That humble country establishment significantly contributed to my success. The only reason you achieved any results was because Kimberly's salon promoted our products. You ungrateful person." My parents, previously silent, declared regretfully that they would cease doing business with Christina's company. "I'll start a new business. I'm still young, and with steady, I can accomplish anything. Amanda will return to work soon, securing our new life." I murmured into my smartphone, so he says. Suddenly, Amanda's voice exclaimed, "Are you foolish?" I had been connected to Amanda via video call throughout the meeting. "If I had known you were married to Kimberly, I would never have dated you. I can't believe I betrayed Kimberly, too. Your lack of foresight is astonishing. Frankly, you have no talent as a business person. Why is Amanda involved?" I had contacted Kimberly and she decided to join the discussion. "I'm glad I listened in. I never want to see you again." "Wait! Don't leave me. Why should I stay with someone so awful? I'll raise the baby on my own, but I'll be taking child support." Faced with Amanda's resolute tone, Christina realized convincing her was futile. He turned to me, desperately pleading, "Kimberly, I was wrong. Forget everything. Let's raise our child together." I refuse to continue a marriage with such a scoundrel. I can't forget the terrible things you've done. I recalled the shock of seeing Christina in Amanda's hospital room. Don't be stubborn. Aren't you supposed to be the kind one? Christina looked at me desperately, his face still stained with dried blood, a pitiful sight. I shook my head slowly. It's too convenient for you to return to me just because things didn't work out with Amanda. But raising the child on your own will be troublesome. I have a profession, and a father like you is more of a hindrance than a help. I'm not foolish enough to cling to a useless man. I had already discussed everything with my parents, and they were fully supportive. Having connections through their business, they even knew a good law firm. I presented my case. I brandished the revenge decree meticulously crafted after stumbling upon those spiteful documents hidden in Christina's secret stash. Behold, the manifesto of our dissolution, eagerly awaiting its grand reveal. Let us expeditiously conclude the division of assets and child maintenance. But, I mustn't forget the financial dues owed to Amanda. Still your lawful wife, I demand my share. Do not think you can sidestep your responsibilities towards Amanda either. Lawyers, poised for action, awaited our showdown. Christina, overwhelmed, buried his face in despair. Abruptly, a searing pain stabbed my abdomen, an agony hitherto unknown. In that instant, the revelation struck labor had begun. The meeting dissolved as my parents rushed me to the hospital. Drowning in the emotional maelstrom and fatigued by childbirth, I succumbed to a restless sleep. Even when the nurses roused me, I existed in a daze. Post-discharge, I retreated to my parents' abode with my newborn. My mother, a covert messenger, spread the gossip about Christina's transgressions amid her clientele of housewives. A few whispered words transformed into a town-wide scandal. Simultaneously, Christina, blinded by overestimations, embarked on an ill-fated online venture. Ignoring the potency of personal connections, he leaned heavily on the internet. Alas, his endeavors floundered. Unable to secure bank funding due to the pervasive rumors, his business perished before it could soar. The coup de grace came in the form of a video call with Amanda, who had adeptly recorded the entire conversation. Editing Christina's self-absorbed antics into a damning video, Amanda disseminated it among our high school peers. The consequence? Christina's friendless plight. Evicted from his parental abode, Christina sought refuge in an internet cafe, hemorrhaging savings in his futile quest for a new haven and employment. Struggling in a distant locale with unfamiliar physical toil, he found no reprieve. My warning, threatening legal action for assaulting me while pregnant if he defaulted on child support, hung heavy. Photographic evidence of my injuries and medical records poised as a formidable arsenal. I filed the divorce papers, transitioning into single motherhood in tandem with childbirth. Yet, I was not isolated. Securing a spacious abode, I cohabited with Amanda and our progeny. The four of us, Amanda, me, and our offspring, forged a new existence. Our progeny, like siblings, harmonized, while Amanda and I, lifelong confidants, bonded further sans Christina. A united front, we navigated childcare, rendering work and personal time tenable. Plans were afoot for a collective debut in the park once the progeny matured. In the interim, we reveled in the tranquility of our newfound harmonious life.